I'm finally back stateside, as are you.
I know the bitches are back. No, I'm so excited to see your face, and your hair looks great.
I'm
loving the
so
Egyptian
upset.
haircut.
No, I'm so upset. So the guy almost like bullied me into getting a haircut. So context for our listeners, when I was in Egypt, I got a haircut. And for those who have been longtime listeners know that I haven't gotten a haircut in like 3.5, 4 years, right? Like my hair was like overgrown. Clearly there were weeds that needed to be killed. Like there was just like too much happening. So I told him
there was a lot happening.
There was a lot happening. So I went to the salon, and like, mind you, this is like a very bougie place, right? Like apparently, like when I was there were like Egyptian celebrities that were there sitting. And I told the guy like quietly, I was like, could you just like, do like a trim, thinking that he would just get the, split ends. But the guy at some point was like combing through my hair. He was like, yeah, he's like, here's the thing. And he says it out loud in front of everyone, so everyone can hear in my shame. He's like, yeah, the first 3 meters of your hair, fantastic, beautiful, great. He's like, it's the last half meter that we just need to fucking chop off. He's like, doing a trim isn't going to work for you here. And I'm literally like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, shut the fuck up. Like literally being shamed. Like he was essentially being like, yeah, you think a trim is going to work? Like, no, you need, and then this was the part that killed me. He was like, yeah, I can tell you haven't really cut your hair in a long time. Like emphasis on the long. I was like, oh my God, sir, I did not ask to be called the fuck out. Last I checked, I'm paying you to do my damn hair.
I don't think that he's necessarily trying to shame you. I think he's just trying to
no. It's
highlight that
no. It was
you needed a haircut.
No. This is like Egyptian snarky humor of like putting you on the spot. It was
okay.
I knew what he was trying to do. But he literally shows me, he's like, this is how much I'm gonna cut, and it's literally like this much. It was like, no. He's like, just trust me, you need it. And I don't know, ever since I got back, because he straightened my hair, so I didn't really feel the difference quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to the US, I'd washed my hair. It had been a while. He literally was like, I literally was like, oh my God, my hair is so short. I know it doesn't look like it's short, but it feels like it's short.
No, it feels short.
Yeah.
Your head's probably like 10 pounds lighter. But I also feel like that's a note for listeners and for you. The longer you wait to get your hair cut, the more you're going to have split ends, and then you have to chop it. Regular trims are important if you want to keep your length. I have long hair too. And I'm serious. Don't roll your eyes. What did you want him to like? You said get rid of the dead ends. And he got rid of the dead ends.
He was like, yeah, half of your hair is dead ends. So let me just... chop.
But if you keep getting regular trims, then that won't happen.
Okay, Mom, go ahead.
I'm just saying. It's all in love.
I know.
Me. I don't bullshit.
I know. I think it's also because I don't trust many people with my hair because, curly hair, it's like my hair has always been textured and different. And, I've had many times where I've gone to nice, well-known salons in the area and they have butchered my hair. So I think
Instagram. Just go on Instagram and find somebody who specializes in curly cuts.
Okay.
That's how I find everybody.
I forget that Instagram is like it's like so
like
great
Yelp
for businesses.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it looks great. Your makeup looks great.
Oh my God,
very excited for you to have your little date night while I'm over here like rotting away.
Shut up. Weren't you just like at an engagement party yesterday? Like, and Panama, like what? Like a few days before that? Like, what are you talking about?
No, I really do need this break. I'm just chilling today. But yes, you look great. And I wish I had done my makeup now. I feel like
you look amazing.
Are we sure about having video? Maybe we should just stick to audio. I'm not clear on whether or not that's a good decision for us.
I think you look fresh-faced and beautiful. So there you have it. And our listeners would agree. I'm pretty sure. Thanks.
Thanks. Just over here, I'm due for Botox. But yeah, I feel like we have so much to catch up on. But I know that you and Pierre are heading out for a little date day, which is so cute. I'm so excited for you guys, and I can't wait to hear about it. So do you want to go ahead and jump right in?
Yes, let's do it. And for our listeners, new and old, this is our BBQ segment, our basic bitch quickies, if you will. This is where we kind of do a lightning round of top headlines, quick overviews of, reality TV shows that are on, and much more from the week, and where we essentially give our quick top of mind thoughts. And so we have so much to get through, but I think we should get started with our favorite like sub segment within the segment, which is our Kardashian family update. Dun, dun, dun.
They're just the gift that keeps giving,
honestly,
to celebrity gossip.
Yes, 100%. Yes, and yes. Do we want to put a timer on?
What do you think? Do you think we need it? Should we do it for old time's sake?
Yeah, I think so. We'll do
let's see,
3 minutes an article.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay. So
let's do it.
As we all know, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are in Italy at the moment for their fucking third wedding, right? That sounds about right. So I figured that this would be like more of an accumulation of multitude of things that are lending to the wedding debacle or wedding gossip or wedding rumor mill headlines. So there were the engagement issues from the show. I don't know if you've been up to date on the Kardashians, where Travis Barker apparently had organized the engagement, had all of family there. Apparently, Chris and him agreed that they wouldn't have her kids there. And that led to her kind of having an emotional, I wouldn't say breakdown, but sort of emotional appearance on the show where she was like, my mom got it wrong. Like, I really would have wanted to have my kids there. Mm-hmm. Then there's the second wedding, and there's an article that came out in US Magazine that essentially Scott Disick shared like snaps of his kids, kind of proving that they weren't there at the second wedding that they had. And then, of course, everyone has fucking seen the current wedding festivities in Portofino this weekend. Just the amount of fucking pictures we're getting. I also feel like it's a Dolce & Gabbana like advertisement of the weekend. Like this is like a new use case study for celebrity weekend advertisements. So it's a lot, but I want to hear your thoughts on all of this. And maybe we give this 5 minutes because there's so much here.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait, are we going to do 3 minutes for all of that? Because that's not going to happen. So we'll say 5 and then we'll see how it goes and how we're feeling. Okay. And go. So, whoa, a lot. The first one, I think we can talk about the Portofino wedding, right? They're there. I believe it's probably happening like as we speak. Totally agree with you that this is like a D&G ad. I actually was wondering if maybe they actually made her dress.
Ooh, that's a good,
right?
Good
like,
remark.
is that the designer that, she's going to come out wearing her black? It's definitely going to be black. There's no way she's wearing white.
I mean, can we just talk about the outfits from this weekend? Like the Gothic theme. How are we feeling about that?
I need Kourtney to fire her fucking stylist because she looks like shit. Sorry, I'm saying what everybody else is thinking. She looks awful. Her clothes are not fitting her. And listen, I'm not saying that she looks good or whatever. I'm not saying she should lose weight, but I'm just saying, like, literally make sure your clothes fucking fit you. Like, I literally see her chub rub is rubbing together, and I see it because her dresses are up her asshole. Her, like, it doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Like, listen.
Yeah.
You make money. You and your family make money on looking good, and you look like shit. And everybody else looks great. Sorry, I'm very angry about it.
Girl, I hear you out on that one. I just think, like, since she's been with Travis, like, clearly her style has changed drastically, but there was still a semblance of the old court, I felt like, in the beginning. And now it's just become completely, like, punk rocker emo. And mind you, I was that in middle school, somewhat of high school. So, like, like, I understand the aesthetic, but what is happening right now, to your point, like, the clothes are ill-fitting. That I think at one point she was wearing this like black veil with like a blue lace. I was like, what is happening here? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. I mean, as long as she's happy, I guess, but your family makes money off of looking good, to your point. And okay,
no,
this is how we showing up to a wedding. Okay, cool.
I just, like I said, I don't care if she's dressed Gothic. I don't care if she decides she wants to wear seersucker tomorrow and be like a wasp. I don't care about, it's not even the aesthetic. It's literally, why don't your clothes fit you? And for everyone out there who's going to say, oh, she's doing IVF, blah, blah, that doesn't fucking mean that you can't get a tailor. Look at Kim.
Yeah.
Kim lost 16 pounds in like 5 days or 10 days. And her clothes magically fit her. Why? Because these people are gajillionaires and they literally pay a team of people to make sure they look good. Sorry,
I
she
will-
looks awful.
I will also say one of the things that's been fascinating to me this weekend is seeing like how her sisters are kind of upstaging her to a degree. Like the fact that like Kim, Chloe, Kylie, Kendall, like they're all showing out and they like all look fucking amazing. And the fact of the matter is like, to your point, her clothes don't fit her well or aren't as tailored as well. Like, I don't know how I would feel if it were like my wedding weekend and everyone else looked better than I did.
I completely agree. Like, I feel like it's this whole, like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me, but really? Like, I'm sorry. I think she looks terrible. Kim looks amazing.
Does. Oh my God. There was this like
Chloe.
one jumpsuit she was wearing, the black that was like, had like that halter kind of top-esque. I was like, yes, I want that because her abs also look amazing in it too. Ugh.
She looks great. Chloe was wearing that leopard. I think it was like from the 90s, that archive
collection. Perfect.
Chloe looks so good.
So good.
I want to see what they're wearing to the wedding. I think Kylie looks amazing. Kendall's kind of boring me these days.
I know.
Like, do something.
Which, I mean, are we done with this topic? Because I have another next segment that I just feel like is wait, no, I think we should talk about the fact that the kids situation.
Oh, yeah,
Real quick.
So this whole like three weddings, like the fake one in Vegas, dumb publicity stunt.
Yeah.
The other one in Santa Barbara in the courthouse, again, like it felt like a publicity stunt. It's like, oh, it's intimate. We wanted to do it privately, blah, blah, blah. And then we sat outside again wearing something where her vagina was showing and like sat there for the paparazzi. So again, publicity stunt. I don't know. I just like, I'm kind of tired of this story too. It's like, Kourtney, great for you. You're happy. So happy for you. Hope you have a baby soon, blah, blah, blah. But just like either give me something I want to see or get the fuck off my screen.
Well, I think it's just interesting because remember she wanted to end her sort of like public appearances on Keeping Up with the Kardashians because she wanted to reclaim her life. And how she, she was like keeping so much secret from the show. It's kind of insane to me now to see her wanting to be the center of attention. I think it's like such a drastic shift, such a drastic change. And I don't understand how being in love could all of a sudden change that, but whatevs. I do want to touch on, and I know that we're at time, but I do want to touch on the fact that her kids weren't invited to the engagement party. They weren't there for the second wedding. Like,
I feel like that was another publicity stunt.
It's just to get people talking.
Why would you not? What happened?
It's just to get people talking is what you think?
I think so. Why else would you not invite your girlfriend or your partner's children who she loves so much? Like, say what you will about, right? I'm going to say she looks like shit. I do think she's a very good mom and she cares. Yeah. Like, she loves her children more than anything in the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like because she was like giving us nothing besides PDA, just like making out on the show, I feel like that was like I think that was a little produced moment because they needed to get some kind of drama out of her. Apparently she's also like very, very drama free, generally speaking. And so I feel like that was the way to like trigger her. So I think that's sad. I think her kids not being there for her legal ceremony again, right? This 2 times now. First time was not legal. Second time is legal. Not having your kids there, and I think his kids were there.
Right? Yeah, so his kids were there.
I think Alabama was there.
I'm not sure about the second wedding though.
I just think that that's not cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of this either. Like at all.
I just think it's like, what are you doing? I don't know. I think she's all over the place. Maybe she did it so that Scott didn't feel like the only one that's being alienated.
Do we think Scott's coming to the wedding?
No, he's apparently here.
So that's what I was reading too. Apparently Scott and Kanye, they were like the big unknowns because they still hadn't made it to Italy, or there haven't been any appearances of them in Italy. Like,
there's no way Kanye is going. People
why
are
not? Like, Kanye is still friends with them, I think. Like, isn't he friends with the family and his kids are going to be there? You don't think he's going to be there?
No. What? He just called Kim Marge Simpson and he was just like Did we forget that he was stalking and harassing her?
Yeah, but like
No.
he's still the father of her kids. Like I don't think that she would prevent him from coming.
But why does he need to be there?
I don't know. I'm just saying I haven't heard anything or seen anything, and people are assuming that he wouldn't be there. Is Tristan there?
No. And True's not there. I was wondering why True wouldn't be there. Because Stormy's there.
Yeah.
Obviously Kim's kids are there, I think. Although I feel like you only ever see like North and sometimes Saint.
Yeah.
You never really see
the other two.
Rain. No, Rain is
Kourtney's.
Psalm and Chicago.
Oh, yeah. We don't see Psalm in Chicago as much. You're right.
Yeah, no, I think Tristan's out. He's definitely out. He's home with True. I think no, Scott doesn't need to be there either. I think that would have been a nice olive branch? 100%. And I think that would have sent a message like, hey, we can really be friends.
Yeah.
But I don't think Kanye has any business being anywhere near that family, considering what he's put her through.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know. It's just so weird to me that sort of the evolution of this family. Like I never would have thought that Scott wouldn't be at this wedding, you know, even though I'm watching the show and clearly he's like petty and villainizing everyone over the fact that he isn't getting invited to some things because he still wants to feel like as if he's part of the family, which he is, rightfully so. But yeah, I would have still assumed that they, as co-parents, like he would have still been invited. So maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe the paparazzi will catch, you know, him there. Who knows?
Maybe.
But I also feel like he's probably in a lot of pain too.
I would say maybe he was invited and opted not to show.
Maybe
he realized he couldn't handle it. Oof. Although I don't know. I don't think that she's like as let's be friends anymore.
No, she's just like not bending to him anymore. Cause like Scott used to like complain and be emotional. And then she would try to acquiesce a little bit, compromise and like let go of some of her boundaries. Right. Because he's a co-parent. But I feel like now she's like, nah, you can't get shit from me anymore. And so
good for her.
I think she's willing to like set the boundaries. And if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. It's not up to her to make him happy. Just saying. Anyway,
I love that.
I'm just saying. Okay, so the next article, because I was watching this in real time and I could not believe what I was fucking seeing on the TV screen. People are sad for Kendall Jenner's lack of basic life skills after her inability to slice a fucking cucumber. So, did you watch this episode?
I think. No, I didn't watch the episode, but I've seen like the video. I've seen it's been everywhere. I think this is like Chris is to blame. Instead of being like, Kendall, let me show you how to do this, she goes, Chef.
She's also a grown fucking adult who could like learn these skills. She lives on her own. She doesn't live with her mom anymore. She could have easily learned how to fucking cut a cucumber in her life. How old is Kendall now?
25, 26. I get it. No. I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, the fact that like, why would she learn how to cut a cucumber? And she tried to do it herself. I don't know. I think like that's not her fault. I think that's her mom's fault.
Did you see how she was holding the cucumber though? Like
it made absolutely no fucking sense. But my point is like like Chris's reaction was, let me call someone to do it for you instead of let me show you or let's have the chef show you.
Well, do you think Chris knows how to cut a cucumber at this point in her life too?
I really pray to fucking God because she wasn't a gajillionaire, you know, for like, yes, she was rich, but not that rich.
I mean, yeah, I just wonder if it's like riding a bike, you know, how like you can just get back on after years and like still remember how to ride a bike. Like if it's the same thing with like cutting skills, because like how long has it been since she's actually cooked a meal, you know?
Chris?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but let's say even if it was 10 years, regardless, I don't think that you
cucumber.
No, you don't lose the the motor skills to do this instead of this. Like you just don't. So no, I think again, I think that if Chris was like a good mom, she would have been like, Kendall, she obviously knew that she looked insane. Kendall, let's show you how to do this. I don't know. Now I'm like very much on the Maddie like conspiracy train where I'm like, this shit was produced. They needed something, right?
Yeah, because Kendall's boring. Like, we all know Kendall's boring. There has to be something.
Oh, I love her.
Like, I know you love her. And don't get me wrong, I actually like her because I think she's like the most reasonable out of her sisters. Like, hashtag like kind of normal one, if you will, like the most down to earth. But then I see shit like this and I'm like, what? How have you gone this long in life not knowing how to, like, does she know how to cut an apple? Like, I would love to see her cutting a fucking apple. Like, just put all of these like fruits and vegetables in front of her. Let's see how she cuts them. Like, maybe I'll learn something new.
If they're smart, then they'll turn this into some kind of an opportunity to like for a sponsor or a show, or maybe she'll do like a Cutco knife infomercial. No, again, I totally understand. I think it's absolute insanity that she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing or how to cut a knife, cut produce. But I think that we all saw why, right? When her mom's reaction was, let me get the chef to do it for you, not show you myself or ask him to show you.
That's weird.
You're just perpetuating the problem. You're enabling it. Also Kendall, just go to Erewhon and get it pre-cut. You're fine.
But also the fact
I buy pre-cut fruit.
But also the fact that her mom was like, yeah, to your point, like she was like, oh, let me just call for the help. They'll handle it. As if like cutting a cucumber is like a baser level like requirement in life. Like, I wonder when an apocalypse hits, if it hits, like when it hits, actually thinking about the way the world is going, like none of these celebrities would be able to make it. None of them.
Well, no, I think they're all going to have enough money to buy themselves like a bunker or some shit in New Zealand. They're going to be fine. But
I mean,
no, I just think like part of me wonders if it's like people are fascinated by rich people's lives, right?
Of course.
I want to see how many jets you have. I want to see how many bags you have, blah, blah, blah. So was that maybe a moment for them to just highlight how fucking rich they are on their show?
This is the other thing too that bothers me, because I'm also simultaneously watching Bling Empire, the second season.
Oh, it's awful. But
Oh, wait, really? The whole of second season's awful? Oh no.
It made me a little bit embarrassed to be Chinese because I was like, you people look like trash new money that are just trying to like throw it. No, seriously, it's like gross. You know what? I'm like, ew, stop talking about how much money you paid for something. That is trash.
Well, that's the thing that I'm trying to get at is I think like given current the economic situation that we're all in, right, collectively, and considering the growing gap between socioeconomic bands and how we're sort of at the worst that it's ever been historically. Like, why is it that our society still has this obsession with seeing rich people? And I feel like now it's being exacerbated, their level of wealth, like their detachment from reality. And I find myself, when I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians years ago, I used to enjoy the show, right? Like I felt connected to family, and now I'm feeling so disconnected and almost disgusted with like the wealth that they flaunt. And to your point, even watching I think it was like the first 2 episodes of Bling Empire, I was like, ugh, like this is too much. It's getting to a point where I don't even want to watch these shows anymore.
No, same. It's I don't know. First of all, I don't think half the people on Bling Empire actually have money. Let me just be very clear about that. They all live in like, I'm buying a condo, and Dorothy really does have money. That was like an $8 million apartment she moved into. But like, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to like make them seem really wealthy.
Yeah.
And that's why Kane has to tell people, that's like a $40,000, pair of eyeglasses, whatever it is. It's just like stupid. You look tacky. Look trashy.
Yeah.
It's so tacky. Like, I don't know. I feel like people are like, I love your dress. And I'm not rich, right? But I'm like, thanks. I got it on sale. It was $19.99 at Target, or like at TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
I just, ew. I don't know. I don't know. My point is, I'm not rich, and I know that it's like trashy to do that.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well,
I mean, my favorite
I'm kind of over
Bling Empire is it Kevin? Is his name the poor one?
Oh,
the poor one.
Are you for real?
He's so handsome. Are you kidding me?
I thought he was so hot the first season.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's so hot, and he's poor, which tracks well, knowing my type. Like the struggling cute one, why not? Yes, I'm here for it.
No, he's also annoying. Like, and again, I think that's like a plant, right? That's the way that all he does is talk about money and be like, it was a really expensive dinner, or like, or like, I spent so much money setting this up for Kim. Kim needs to go to hell. She's awful.
Okay. So
they're just like, they all seem like bad people, if you ask me.
got it. Okay. So
I love
maybe I
shouldn't.
One. Maybe I shouldn't finish season 2 then.
No, you know what? I think that you should finish it and then let me know what you think.
Okay.
I was just really disappointed with it, and I was so excited. I binged it on the plane to Panama, but I was just like, you guys are so gross. And wait till you see it in like high def.
Oh God.
You can see the fucking filler. Like, you can see it like dimpling in their faces.
Oh God.
I'm serious. You got to watch it. Just keep watching it. Let me know what you think. Anyway, we've got more. We've got more to cover.
More to cover. Okay, so the next one, as we all know, we've kind of covered this sporadically throughout, but the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial continues. The most recent article, I mean, there's a lot that's happened here, but Amber Heard's attorney is getting sympathy.
Yes.
And I don't know if you want to put on a timer, but I'll give a little bit of context before we go in. There was a big moment where Camille, who's Johnny Depp's lawyer, is a fucking like hound. Like, she is
badass,
a pit bull. She is amazing. She's so good at her job. She's vicious. Like, she's the type of person who I would want to have in my Rolodex when I, get fucking imprisoned or whatever, get arrested. So she basically ripped Amber to fucking shreds. And then Amber's attorney came up for cross-examination. And every time Camille would then, raise an objection, the judge would sustain the objection. And basically Amber's attorney couldn't get a word in. I believe her name is Elaine. And at the end, she was like, I'm trying. I'm really trying. And at some point, she just gave up and like walked back to her seat. And at the end of the cross-examination, the judge told Amber to go and sit with her attorneys. Amber walked out of the court.
Yeah. I heard that like someone in the audience, I don't think they caught it on camera, but apparently someone caught her crying, Elaine.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So I watched a little bit of it. I mean, it's been ongoing, obviously, and I've been keeping up with it as much as possible. There's so much going on, though. I'm like,
so much.
Every day there's a new meme. Every day there's a new video circulating. I've got so many group chats about it. I feel really sorry for Elaine because she seems like a lovely woman. Sucks that she had to go up against this Camille woman because she is such a badass. Like, really? Holy shit. With the donation of her divorce settlement, she said she was going to pledge, as she likes to say.
Yeah.
$7 million to the ACLS.
It was ACLU, and then it was like the Children's Cancer Hospital. Yeah. So it was like two different organizations.
And the way that Amber was trying to like manipulate her way around it, and she was like, that wasn't my question. Oh my God, it was amazing. I feel bad for Elaine. I don't know though. It's like, do you think that she just went into a case she couldn't win?
I think the problem is, and this is why people are so pro Johnny Depp and anti Amber Heard in this case. Like, when you look at like the sort of, I guess, like perspective or sentiment across the board, like the majority sentiment is that she's in the wrong. And I don't necessarily believe that. I think that both parties are at fault. Like, I think there's been violence on both sides.
Sure.
But I do think Amber is a fucking liar and she never admits to anything. And I think that's why Elaine is struggling and her legal team is struggling because, once you showcase that someone is a liar in front of a jury, it then can be utilized to be like, well, how trustworthy are they then with their original, statements in a lot of ways. You kind of plant that seed of doubt. So I think Elaine is just struggling because her client isn't easy. And I think the case itself isn't easy. And I also think Amber thought that this was going to be a close and shut case. And as we've seen from Johnny Depp's legal team, that has not been the case at all. I don't know. This there's just like so much that's been going on in this case. And what's fascinating too is the amount of digging and analysis and evidence gathering that you're seeing on TikTok, on Twitter, on like Instagram, social media from people, like normal people, like evidence that these people do not have, or that the lawyers don't have, or we assume they don't have. It's literally people just being like, that's false. Like, for example, when the makeup brand came out and did what they did, I don't think I don't think the legal team knew that at that time, until the makeup brand came out. It was like, actually, no, this was, our product didn't come out until years after. There's even people who are investigators, like police investigators, criminal investigators, who are analyzing her body language and analyzing Johnny's body language. And apparently Johnny, the way that he sort of discusses the violence and reflects on it, and the way that he sort of uses his body language to discuss the storytelling, he's mimicking the actions as if it were happening to him. Meanwhile, Amber doesn't do that. And so typically when it comes to, when something is so visceral and in your body, you will typically mimic it because you remember it, versus when you're telling a story and not really remembering anything. And so there's just like so much going on, that a lot of what's happening in this court right now is in the public opinion, more so than I think people are really taking in what's going on in the court. So I think that's why there's such an added layer of sympathy for Elaine, because everyone believes Amber's wrong, given all of this digging that's happening outside of the actual court case.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, even just like lying about the Milani cosmetic, the quad palette or whatever, lying about that. Like, why would you say something that's like so damning if it wasn't necessarily true?
Also the TMZ thing.
Which one?
So basically she said that she never leaked anything, and then Camille asked for a certain video to be played, and she admitted apparently to leaking to TMZ about the divorce.
Yeah, she's a fucking idiot. But also did you see the videos of her? Like, I'm telling you, man, the internet, internet. Sometimes I'm like, are we sure we want to be like putting this shit out there? Because people are quick. But they like caught, it looks like she's doing coke on the witness stand. Someone else is saying like, oh no, it was something to make her cry. But I'm like, I don't know, man, she like licked her finger.
It was bad.
I've never done coke, but I feel like if that's what I was like, that's probably what I would do if I was going to do coke. So anyway, I'm not sure which way this is going to go.
Yeah.
Because I think at this point, it's very clear that they're both fucked up in the head. And so it's like, did she defame him? I think that's still unclear, because if he did, in fact, you know, if there was domestic violence, like technically no, right?
Yeah.
I think though that his name is going to be cleared. And I saw somewhere, it might not be true, but I saw that there are talks of bringing him back into the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Which is interesting, because Jerry Bruckheimer just came out and said that he wasn't.
Oh, I didn't
and this
see
was like
that.
A few days ago, but maybe things are changing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, her Aquaman 2 contract, I think, is after this is going to end. They've like limited the amount of time she has on screen to like 10 minutes. Like, I feel like her life is now ruined. But I mean, his life was ruined too when all of this came out. Like, he got cut from Pirates. So, like I said, I think there's fault on both sides here. I think because of the level of lying, she is now being seen as more of a villain. And people are not willing to believe her at all anymore. And I think this is definitely going to hurt her in the long term. I think both of them need to go to fucking therapy, figure their shit out, because like, this is not a cycle y'all can keep playing. Anyway, on that note, our next article. So Azealia Banks just dragged Megan Thee Stallion for using Cara Delavingne after she cropped her out of a photo following her bizarre behavior at the BBMAs. So context.
Yes.
Cara Delevingne, I've heard rumors and seen rumors that she slept with, you know, some quite famous women in Hollywood. At first, I thought her and Megan were seeing each other. But I will admit she has been doing some like pretty weird shit. And I don't know if you saw the videos from the Billboard Music Awards, with how she was like, you know, doing the thing with her dress, I'm assuming to like make the photo shoot better, with the press, and the behavior she had with like interjecting between Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat during the award show. Like she was like, and her weird facial expressions and some of just like weird, bizarre shit. Then there's a video of Cara Delevingne fetishizing Azealia Banks. I believe this was like in New York at some show where she was like literally licking her leg. Like there's evidence that Cara's been doing some like weird shit.
Okay.
And Azealia basically is coming to her defense and saying that, like, no, she's just been lonely and she just is starved for friendship and good connections. And apparently Megan had like posted a photo of her and Doja Cat and cut out Cara because of the weird behavior and the way that like Twitter and society was like, why is Cara so weird? Cara's fetishizing Black women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't really know what to think about it. I mean, I think that her behavior is really fucking weird, but I also think that a lot of celebrities and actors and models have really weird behaviors. I just think that, again, people are like bored and looking for something to start shit over. I think that she needs to maybe like learn boundaries, sure. But do I also think that like we don't have any actual context other than what Twitter fucking thinks is going on? Yes.
Fair.
If I didn't even know that they were like friends, so I didn't have all of the context going, when I was reading. I don't know. I think this whole fetishizing.
Fetishizing.
I don't know how to fetishizing. That's a hard word to say. She likes girls.
Yeah.
Of course she's gonna fucking have fetishes that involve women. Like she literally likes women. So again, I think that this is like the people are just trying to find something to do with their hands when they're fucking bored. I think this girl probably is on, maybe not on something, but I would say she's probably somewhat intoxicated. What that is, I don't know. Could just be alcohol. I do weird shit when I drink.
We all do.
I grab your boobs all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I
have some
think that people...
interesting photographic evidence of you too. All I'm going to say is Tahoe. That's all I'm going to say.
We're gonna move on. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about, right? Like we can't put this stuff out there because people are quick and they're going to find that shit in the archive somewhere. But no, yeah, I just think like people do weird things and like maybe she is lonely. Maybe she thinks that they're her best friends. Like, I don't know. This seems like something that we're right. Like if they hang out, she thinks they're friends. Megan Thee Stallion, why would she need to use Cara? She's a fucking superstar in her own right.
So apparently Cara, according to what Azealia Banks said, is that a lot of times studios and labels will have Cara. Once again, we don't really know how this world works, but it's all about connections and appearances and PR.
Sure.
That's all about what it is. Apparently, they will connect celebrities or musicians to Cara and have them hang out when they want them to start becoming like a fashion icon to a degree.
Because she's a model?
Yes.
And a socialite?
Exactly. So they want to connect them so that they have sort of like a validity in entering the fashion scene and being taken more seriously because, she is, I don't want to say like fashion royalty, but to a degree she kind of is because, model, actress, and she still makes her money, I believe, mainly from her modeling. And she's gorgeous in her own right too.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
But, I mean, I feel bad for Cara, I think a little bit. I thought that this got way blown out of proportion because at first when I saw the video of her, pulling the dress or whatever she was doing, I could tell she was doing it to like help Megan with the photo shoot to like make the photos appear, nicer with having sort of that piece of fabric flutter behind her. Like I felt like she was doing like kindness. I think people took photos out of context for sure. And I think that's what we do. We take a piece of something that happened in a moment of time and misconstrue it and take it out of context and spin it and twist it just to make a story or a narrative to create gossip. I'm kind of, I find it funny that Megan did cut her out from the Instagram photo though. I'm like, what was the purpose?
Maybe they're not friends anymore. Maybe they got into an argument. Maybe she was like, don't fucking touch my dress. Like,
fair.
I don't know.
Fair.
Maybe Cara was like, I don't like how I look.
That's true. Could be that too. Yeah. No, you're right.
Come on, people.
You're right.
I don't know.
Okay. So I think we're done with that topic.
Yeah, I think it's, it is what it is. I think it's sad if that is the case for Cara, but I also don't think it's, the people need to calm down and stop taking this from like a 2 to a 12.
Agreed. Okay. This next one is a lot. The disgusting and graphic meat platter inspired by Amy Winehouse's corpse that Neil Patrick Harris served at a party just 3 months after her death has resurfaced online. So
I don't even have, like, I feel like there's not that much to say about this just because it's just gross. Like, who does that? First of all. Second of all, I don't care how into Halloween you are. And I know that him and his family are really into it. Like, ew.
I mean,
I feel like that's all I can say is just gross.
I'm into Halloween, and I have never in a million years ever considered doing something as disgusting as that. And so here's the thing that like was the first line of thought that I had about this. We've talked about this with like woke culture and cancel culture and how, our society has evolved and what was okay like 5 years ago isn't okay now, right? Because we're now evolving and being considered people's feelings. I don't give a fuck if this was 5 years ago. I don't give a fuck if this was 10 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Never would have been fucking acceptable. Like what happened in your brain? What happened in your brain that after someone committed suicide, within 3 months, you thought it was cool to have a platter of their dead corpse at a party?
I don't even think it would be cool if if it was within 3 months of her dying, or to your point, 50 years of her dying. Yeah. Like, that's just fucking gross.
Also,
why did you have to label it? Why couldn't it just be
just a corpse, right? Like it could have just been corpse. So I guess my other thing is like, how could guests have come to this fucking party, seen that and not walked out or made a big deal of it at that moment?
I don't know. Like, it's just gross. It's just like, it's honestly disgusting. And then the fact that you could like eat meat with the connotation that it's anybody, like the fact that it's like an animal corpse is disgusting in its own right, if you ask me. But then like if you label it and have that in your head, no. It's just stupid, and it's obviously disrespectful, right? Like, let's not go down that path, but it's just dumb. And it's just disgusting. So do you think he's done?
So he came out and apologized again. And said, I shouldn't have done that. It was so wrong and it was in poor taste. However,
you think?
I mean, of course, like I'm a very big proponent on like, you can't like, this is kind of one of my problems with cancel culture. I think there is accountability that needs to be had, but there's also like, I think room for forgiveness that needs to be so that people can grow and develop and learn from their mistakes. I don't know if I want him to come back after this. I'm gonna be real with you. Like this crossed a line on like a human decency level that I just can't stomach.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't have any particular, what's the word? Ties? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. I don't have any emotions about Neil Patrick Harris in general.
Yeah.
So I don't really care whether or not he goes or stays. I just think, like he that's disgusting.
Yeah.
And I just like, ew. Who was your party planner? Who thought this is a great idea? Like what vendor
idea
was like, excellent, let's do that. Like, I feel like there's like a whole slew of people though that are like, you're fucking gross and ew.
Yeah.
I don't like, that's all I have to say about it.
I just couldn't believe it.
Gross.
Anyway, on that note, I hope this dude fucking learns, and this isn't some shit that we see again, but let's be real, humans never learned historically from their mistakes. And we tend to repeat them time and time again, but we can only hope for the best, can't we, guys? Positivity from the basic in the brain.
Going into the week, we want everybody to see rainbows and butterflies and glasses half full.
Yes.
But on that note, we hope everyone has a great week.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.
We'll see y'all on Wednesday. What are you talking about next week?
See you on Wednesday.
That's
I lied.
Right. Bye, y'all.